But first, Maine has been home to many significant writers, from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow and Sarah Orne Jewett to E.B. White, Stephen King, and Tess Gerritsen. Among the many names on that list should be Robert McCloskey.
He wrote and illustrated children's books, which are still read by youngsters today, and the memories of those stories are still strong with many parents and even grandparents. As 207's Don Kerrigan shows us, that's why a very familiar Mainer is now helping renew the stories for a digital audience.
The words, the stories, the intricate illustrations, all carefully, lovingly crafted generations ago, have become timeless memories. The children's books of Robert McCloskey, mostly written in Maine, have been cherished in countless families.
"Well, look who's here," said the Mr. Condon who kept store. "I have a tooth out," Sal shouted, returning Mr. Condon's greeting.
Now, some of McCloskey's beloved stories are being brought to life with the voice of Maine's own Tim Sample.
Lobsters and how the fish were biting.
Like that?
Yep, that's great.
And all pulled together by Ethan Warren, a writer himself, but maybe more important this time,
I've been reading them to my kids since the time they were born.
a parent who says he has loved these stories since he was young.
Absolutely, I grew up on these, yeah. McCloskey is probably my favorite author.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah, #1.
Wow. After all these years.
After all these years, it never loses a thing for me, it only grows.
Robert McCloskey was raised in Ohio and became an artist first, then started writing the books. His first award-winning book was Make Way for Ducklings, written in Boston. Then, after World War II, he moved his young family to Maine and wrote and illustrated Blueberries for Sal, then many more.
Don't put your tongue in the empty place, Mr. Clifford advised, and a nice shiny gold one like mine will grow in. Since I had read all the books, I grew up with the books. The work is so evocative of my own childhood and my life growing up on the coast of Maine.
How you doing, Bob? Oh, hi, Tim.
Tim Sample says he met McCloskey years ago and they became friends. Sample visited the author at his island home in Hancock County back when he was doing feature stories for CBS News.
I have great fondness for Bob McCloskey as a human being. He was a mentor, he was a friend, he was a lovely guy, but the work is extraordinary. I mean, he's a brilliant illustrator.
So when McCloskey's daughter Sal agreed to the new project, Ethan says she suggested that Tim Sample do the reading.
And that just clicked right away for me. You know, what better accompaniment could there be than somebody with a connection to the family?
Sample says he was eager to do it, but wondered.
So I was a little apprehensive or nervous only because I wanted to do it justice.
"I have a tooth out," Sal shouted, returning Mr. Condon's greeting.
She showed the empty place where her tooth had been, first to Mr. Condon.
But this audio version will be different because there will be music. A close friend of Ethan Warren's wrote and recorded the music for the 3 stories.
"Be careful, Jane, and don't get it in your hair." Then she squeezed some toothpaste on her own brush, and when she started to brush her teeth...
The stories evoke such an emotional response in me, and I wanted a way to transfer that to other people, and I thought that music was going to be better than just me sort of trying to rant at people and say, don't you understand how meaningful this is?
"You certainly did," said her father, "but it's too small. We just keep the large ones."
This was meant to be sort of our modern day version of something like that, where you can listen to it in the car with your kids and keep them entertained and get a little bit of exciting music in there too.
And maybe, they hope, just maybe, the music will help lure new readers, a new generation of parents and children, to McCloskey's magic.
I don't suppose he added, opening up his freezer, that you could eat an ice cream cone with one of your teeth out. I think Bob had a thing. He had that unfeigned, childlike wonder and enthusiasm and affection for the coast of Maine, the culture of Maine, the geography of Maine, this, family connection. He brings it out and says, pause a minute and appreciate what this is. See what we're really seeing here. And that's genius. That's great. That's a great gift.
They hope that adding music to these classics and putting them online will make these Maine stories more beloved than ever.
Brings back a lot of memories.
It sure does.
Not gonna lie, especially
We
Blueberries for Sal.
Pretty much all grew up with those books.
Ethan Warren says he plans to add a few sounds of the coast like waves and gulls, and the finished recordings with music should be released online sometime this summer.